You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's JPA here. In today's video I'm going to be talking about Rangers' draw with Celtic at Celtic Park. If you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button, hit the like button as well, and we'll just be well on our way. Let's get straight into this video, guys. So the game finished, Celtic 1, Rangers 1. Quite happy with the point, to be honest. We didn't get beat. We were probably second best for a lot of the game. I'll take you kind of through some of the chances and stuff in a minute. I just wanted to say well done to Scott Brown. He obviously went over to Kamara before the game, shook his hand to show a little bit of solidarity. Basically over the racist thing that's happened over the last few days. I have seen some people kind of slating him, going, oh well, why is he doing it in front of the cameras, it's just for the cameras, blah blah blah. I completely disagree with that. I think he had to do it in front of the cameras. If he does that in the tunnel with nobody watching, then the message doesn't get there, and the message is obviously clear from both Rangers and Celtic that racism will not be tolerated whatsoever. So I think it was an important message for the players and the management team to stand on the sidelines and show their solidarity that way. But it was a good touch for Scott Brown to go over and acknowledge what Glenn Kamara has been through. So that was a nice touch for him. Nice human moment from who, let's just say, isn't my favourite Celtic player of all time. I don't really have a favourite Celtic player, by the way, I'm only joking, but he's obviously not a big favourite of Rangers fans, so well done. I was about to say he's not a big Rangers fan, but of course we all know he is a Rangers fan. Just kidding. I'll get into the game and we'll talk about some points that I want to talk about in the game. So I think there's a lot more happened in the first half than the second half, so I'll kind of talk a wee bit about that. I think we started off not too badly. Started off keeping the ball rather well, but I think maybe kind of 15 minutes onwards, Celtic started to look like they were taking control of the game, started to create one or two kind of opportunities. Nothing real clear cut, but it was clear to me that they were going after that right hand side, down their left, but our right hand side, our right back, obviously Balogun is a makeshift right back. He'd done a not too bad job the last time he came in, but I think this time he was found a little bit wanting at times, and he found it difficult in that first half. Really, we got exploited quite a number of times down that left hand side, and that's where the goal came from. It's a long ball down the left hand side. Balogun can't keep up with Edouard. Doesn't stop the cross. The cross comes in. El Yunusi managed to get ahead of Hollander. Hollander, I thought, maybe could have done slightly better to get across, but he doesn't get there. It's a really good diving header from El Yunusi. Keeper had absolutely no chance, and we're 1-0 down within 23 minutes. Not long after that, maybe 3-4 minutes, they again cut us open on the left hand side. Laxalt plays a lovely wee flick ball over the top to El Yunusi, who'd made a run. El Yunusi kind of just keeps the ball for a bit, kind of stumbles over it a bit, and then does a really good back heel to the back post where Edouard is waiting. Edouard takes a touch to try and set himself up for a shot, and then Barisic slides in, kind of pulls out the challenge a bit, and for some reason Edouard goes down. My initial reaction was it was a penalty, until I seen the numerous replays of the incident and different angles. There was one angle that kind of made it look like there was contact, and there's another angle from the other side that makes it quite clear that there was no contact. And if there was any slight contact at all, it's because Edouard is clearly looking for it. Why he doesn't shoot, I really don't know. He's got past Barisic, and all he just needs to do is hit on target, and for that distance he's probably scoring, but for some reason he goes down when he probably could have had the shot on, and it would have been 2-0, game over probably, even after 27 minutes. We had no chance of getting back into the game, I think, if they went to 2-0, but for some reason he goes down, gets booked for simulation, which is great. I hate that word, actually, simulation. He's dived, it's cheating, he's dived, and that's what he's done. It would be a different story if it was Morelos. No long after that, maybe 2-3 minutes after that, they again got through that left hand side. Cal McGregor this time manages to get a shot off, low and hard. Al McGregor stands up to it strong and makes a really good save. For me at this point, Rangers won the reel in the game. Celtic were cutting us open on that right hand, or their left but our right hand side. They were just going after Balogun time and time again, and we managed to kind of push up front and get a corner, and Barisic steps up for left hand side, gets a really good cross in. Balogun meets it about 3 yards out, headers it low into the ground, and Alfredo Morelos is at the back post to sneak in. It's a striker's finish really. Delighted for Alfredo Morelos to get his 55th goal, or 55th league goal rather, for Rangers, and it had to be in this match. We've already sealed 55. He's not scored against Celtic yet, and he gets his 55th goal against them. Unbelievable stuff, written in the stars for him to score. Sorry, I had to make a cut there. I just noticed the timer on my camera went to 55 there, and it just completely put me off what I was saying. Delighted for Morelos, absolutely fantastic. I kind of get annoyed when people say, "Oh, he's not scored against Celtic yet." Obviously, he's done it now, but it really annoyed me that it's 14 games and he's still not scored against us. What's going on? I think you need to realise that, and I've said this in my videos in the past, the first 6 or 7 games he played, he was obviously playing under Pedro, then Murty. We were getting absolutely ransacked by Celtic. We were absolutely getting ripped apart in the days, and I think it's harsh to say that a striker's not scored when his team is getting absolutely hammered 4-5-0 every single game. You're not going to make and create enough opportunities for yourself to actually get a goal. And yes, when Steven Gerrard took over, we got slightly better, and we did create chances, and he did maybe miss 1 or 2 high profile chances which he probably should score. But then again, the more games he went without a goal against Celtic, the more pressure built and built and built, and it just became this big massive thing. So despite us getting back into the match, it was actually Celtic who took the onus to try and get another goal. They played a really clever 1-2 on the edge of the area. It's actually really clever play for Edouard. He lets it run through his legs, and he plays a 1-2 with more of a give and go really, where Ryan Christie on the edge of the area gets through, gets his shot away, tries to kind of be cute and stick it under McGregor's feet. McGregor stops it, and it kind of spirals just behind him, almost rolls in slowly, but McGregor managed to compose himself and makes a real good save. Not long after that, Hadji created a bit of magic, and Hadji and Kent really created a bit of magic in the midfield. Hadji sends it over, a really good ball over, and Ryan Kent with a first time left foot volley. Could maybe say it's straight at the keeper, but the keeper still got to make a real good save there, and credit to Scott Bain, he makes a real good save. I think for me, if that's Barkas, he's not saving that, but it's a good save for Bain, so you got to give him a wee bit of credit for that. Just before half time, Celtic got a corner. El Yunusi, free header, manages to force a real good save at McGregor again, who I thought just had an unbelievable game. We got to half time 1-1. I think the kind of like last 5 minutes of that first half was kind of like a basketball game. We were going at them, they were going at us. We were creating opportunities, they were creating opportunities, and it was a really good game to watch, and I felt we were well worth the 1-1 at that point. If you had said that after the first 25-30 minutes, I think it was predominantly Celtic in the first half, but the more we grew into the game, we started creating chances of ourselves, and I think a draw after the first 45 minutes was probably fair. Celtic created another chance not long after that, where I felt Ryan Kent was impeded just over the halfway line. Looked like a free kick to me. Ryan Christie apparently stole the ball from free kick for me all day long, but he plays it through to Turnbull. Turnbull's in behind. Davis has no chance, or no right to catch up with him rather, but he looked like a player in his youth at that point. He just sprinted back, forced Turnbull a little bit wide, and his shot was well saved in the end by McGregor. But I think it was a lot of good praise has to go to Stephen Davis for first of all spotting the run and keeping up with him and forcing him wide, and forced him into probably taking the shot earlier than he probably would have wanted. To be honest, after that there wasn't really many goal scoring opportunities. There was kind of 1 or 2. Roof had came on and he had a wee chance at the back post where he couldn't really quite find his feet, and it ended up kind of just bouncing off him and just going wide. I thought that was unlucky for him. There was a second dive in the box for Edouard that you wouldn't know about unless you watched the game. I've watched numerous highlight reels. It's not on there for some reason. I think we all know why it's not on there. He gets beyond and he probably should have another strike at goal. Decides to go down. This time there's a wee bit contact in terms of a wee bit shirt pulling here and there, but there was nothing too untoward there, and he's through himself in again. For me, it's a definite dive, definite second booking. I think for me, if that's Morelos going down, he gets the second booking, he gets sent off. We've seen it in all firm games before, where Morelos has kind of made a meal of it and went down, and there's no hesitation to send him off. So for me, Edouard should go. One more wee thing to talk about, and it was the wee comedy moment at the end where Scott Bain tries to clear the ball, ends up hitting his own player. I think it's Welsh. It hits off. Roof's kind of not looking, hits off his leg and almost goes in. Bain eventually makes a save, but I thought it was a wee bit just comedy of errors and kind of shows how Celtic have been defensively all season. They're pretty much sound, and then they make a mistake out of absolutely nothing. And that's really all there was to talk about in the game. Finished 1-1. For me, man of the match was quite hard. I think for his overall performance, I'll go for Al McGregor. I don't think he made any clear match-winning saves, but he done enough over the piece to stop Celtic from scoring and from winning. Happy with the point in the end. As I said, it was probably more important for Celtic to win that game, and they never done that. Despite the fact that apparently they've played us off the park. This is what some of the fans are saying. Played us off the park twice and no won. I can only say that that's their fault rather than ours fault, so get it up them, to be honest. Seems quite funny. As I said, delighted for the solidarity shown for not just Glenn Kamara, but just all black players in general in Scottish football. I think, to be honest, to be fair, a lot of teams in Scotland have kind of backed us. Still no backing from the SFA or the SPFL or anything. Doesn't surprise me in the slightest, to be honest. But it's good to see a couple of teams, a lot of teams tweeting, a lot of people taking a stand instead of taking a knee and all that kind of stuff. So that's good to see. So that's pretty much the video done. I will say a wee apology for not getting the video done in time for the prediction. I did say in the group chat 2-1. To be honest, I said to myself 1-1, and then I kind of changed it at the last minute because I put a bet on for Morelos 2-1. So I kind of changed my answer a little bit. I wish I'd stuck with what I originally said, but I'm not going to take any credit for that because none of you guys have seen that. So I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.